Now that we've looked at hazards for a little bit, let's start looking at traps. And I'm sure you guys are all familiar with traps, but I think there's a lot of creative ways that we can use traps more in our game. And if you want a really good template for some really deadly traps, look no further than Tomb of Annihilation. That tomb is full of deadly traps, and it has really inspired me to up my brutality. Regardless of that, let's talk about traps. The first one that we're going to look at is collapsing roofs. Now, the way that collapsing roofs work is that there is some kind of a tripwire or pressure plate, and when it is triggered, supports that support the roof above the characters collapse. It's going to fall on the characters, and they will take damage that is accustomed to their level, and that's going to hurt a lot. And it's a really good way to open up some kind of a combat or dungeon scene. The area then becomes difficult terrain afterwards. When roofs and buildings collapse, they are full of debris and dust, which means that you could roll 1d6 and make it so that the area is heavily obscured for that amount of time, that number of rounds. Now, a character that uses something like Gust of Wind or other area of effect spells that may dissipate that dust might be able to clear it sooner, but that gives us some room to increase the interest in an exploration encounter. So now we can take this collapsed roof and dust cloud it and increase the difficulty by throwing in swarms of sturges that were hiding in the attic. When the roof collapsed, the sturges woke up, and now you have a party that is dealing with sturges that are protected by heavy obscurity. Without adding creatures to this encounter, we could also pull something in from our hazards. Say, for example, that particular roof that had just collapsed had fireball funguses growing on top of it. The funguses would take the bludgeoning damage as they fall with the roof, meaning that they would explode immediately. Now that seems unfair to me, so what I would do instead is I would have everyone roll initiative. They're rolling initiative against the environment. The fireball fungus get to roll initiative as well. Each one of the funguses is going to explode that same round, but because they've rolled initiative, there's a specific time that they are going to. You can describe them as fizzling and make someone make a nature or survival check to know what these things are, or to know that it sounds like there's a fuse that's running. If they catch on to that and they get to go before the fungus does, they may take their moment to try and get away from it. Of course, if the fireball funguses all roll really high in initiative, it's going to be really bad, but we can let the dice tell that story. And this gives a little bit of opportunity for the characters to try and shield, absorb elements, or prepare for an oncoming explosion. And that's how we can make the collapsing roof brutal.